Windrock at one of the busiest weekends, and we're here because of, I would say, one comment.
Yeah.
Why don't you just buy a Jeep?
Why don't you get a Jeep? We are going to answer that question today.
Yeah.
This is because of you all.
Every time we publish anything about a side-by-side, we get down to the price. Inevitably, the question is, well, why wouldn't I just buy a truck or a Jeep or a 4Runner or a Tacoma or whatever? Well, we're gonna show you. We're gonna put these two rigs back to back. We have the worst rig in our fleet. This is the Tuk Tuk. You've seen it before. I've rolled it 3 times in 30 seconds. It is a machine that cannot be killed. It's also not for this. This is a utility rig. It's for like moving salt licks around primarily.
Yeah, going to your tree stand. We put 32s on it and said, hell with that, pulled the sway bars off, and we went wheeling. And y'all said, why didn't you just buy a Jeep?
Well, we're gonna show you. So we brought out a buddy of ours, John Carey, and his beautiful Jeep Gladiator. It's one of the nicest Jeeps around. He's got some excellent modifications on it that make it really well suited to do all around duty. We're gonna put these two rigs head to head on one of our favorite trails, Trail 22 out here at Windrock. It's a blue trail with some teeth.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of everything, mostly rock crawling, and not for the faint of heart, so or the faint of tuk-tuk.
So let's get at it.
All right, and for this extravaganza, we've brought in 2 guest drivers. The first is our Windrock ringer, our East Tennessee Stig. He's called the Twig. He was forged in the fires of Windrock. Some say he never leaves, and he's driving the tuk-tuk today. Twig, is the tuk-tuk gonna beat the Jeep?
I like that confidence.
Yep, man, a few words. Love it.
This is John Carey. John brought out this amazing machine. John, this thing is beautiful. Tell us about your rig.
What we have here is a 2020 Jeep Gladiator Sport S, mostly fully loaded. It has the max tow package. Wanted to eventually build a rig. This was sort of outside of getting a Rubicon and build my own rig.
Yeah.
This would be the better way to do it.
But it's not stock though. Like, you've changed some things here, right?
A couple of things.
Okay, what you got?
I worked very closely with Ken Farley, Dr. Death Wobble, Expedition
I love
Vehicle
that guy.
Outfitters. Actually, a lot of the parts that are on here came from their Gladiator build that they did. And so with the help of Terraflex and some other folks, it has a CT2 kit on it, Alpine CT2 with Falcon 3.3s. We have forged front arms. We have Terraflex wheels. And we also have Milestar Patagonia XTs.
So like all the right stuff.
Right, well at the end of the day, it's a daily driver. I have to commute with this thing. So there's a delicate balance between, do I go crazy or just enough? And I feel like right now we're at just enough.
Yeah, and it wheels out here all the time, right?
Yeah, we moved out here last year. 22, which we're on right now, is a commonplace here. There's a little bit of a kink at the top that has me slightly worried, but that's another conversation.
You're not alone. I worry about the Twig and the Tuk-Tuk too, I gotta be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the elephant in the room here, the Tuk-Tuk, as she sits, after I yard sailed it a few times in Utah, $5 grand, maybe?
Okay.
What do you have in this thing?
So I got this brand new in December of 19. Okay. So new model year vehicle. I think sticker on it was 39, 38, 39.
Okay, which is less than I would have thought for Gladiator, honestly.
It's a Sport S.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not a Rubicon. Outside of that, the CT2 kit, I think with the 3.3s are probably upwards of the price of the Tuk-Tuk.
Oh, okay,
You know, Milestar tires, do the math of sort of what retailer you want to go to. The Terraflex wheels are, what, 400, 360 a piece, something like that.
Okay, so there's some coin here.
A little bit. I mean, the tent and the rack and just other little things, nuances here and there, but rounded up to 50.
Okay, yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming out. I can't wait to see how this thing does. Let's get at it.
All right, sounds good. One of the things I really like about the Terraflex wheels is the air down procedure. Super easy. It's all integrated into the wheel itself. So all I have to do, open up the valve all the way. And by the time I do my full walk around, every wheel is at 19 PSI. It's all set up. Also, what they don't know, this has the extended travel kit in the back. It's cycling over 16 inches of wheel travel. So we definitely get a lot of droop.
Once we got the guys situated, we headed up the trail. It was a beautiful day, but it was super packed. We saw all sorts of awesome rigs out on the trail. A little old Tuk-Tuk pulling up the rear. Aaron, they have groomed 22.
Yeah. This is what's normally considered the first obstacle. It's a nice steep rutted hill climb into this.
Yeah.
Well, they left this alone, but the hill climb.
So I say we take a look at both rigs, see what they look like.
Oh, here he comes.
All right, here comes Tuk-Tuk.
All right. We got those sway bars disconnected.
We did get those sway bars. Here comes the Twig.
Here he comes. All right, Twiglet!
Baby! Woo!
Look at that. Wheel lift, wheel lift.
Hell yeah.
That wasn't nothing. Here comes the Jeep.
Here comes the Jeep. Let's see this girl go.
Let's see her go. She's pretty flexy for a stock rig. I've been pretty impressed.
He's carrying pretty good speed.
Yeah, he's coming. He's not hanging about. All right.
Dude, that's the thing about a
Whoa, he did get a wheel lift.
Did he really?
Yeah, yeah, a little one. Little baby wheel lift.
Zero drama.
Nice.
That's right, that wasn't nothing but 22 turns up the heat, and it wasn't long before Twig got out to scope out the next little bit of run. Not impressed.
Whew.
Oh, buddy.
This is going to be exciting.
This is always my favorite part.
I know.
Because it's wet. The rocks are super slick. This isn't like Utah slick rock. This is like...
Slick rock.
Slick rock.
And it doesn't look like much. It looks like just another pile of baby heads, but this big guy here in the middle is big. It's our Tuk-Tuk.
Here she goes.
Come on, Tuk-Tuk.
It's going the bonus line.
There he is.
Woo! Throttle.
Throttle.
Look at her go.
Yeah, it might look less dramatic, but I don't expect it's going to be much easier. I gotta be honest.
Because it is tight, and he doesn't have any sliders.
More importantly, doesn't have any lockers.
No, all that milk you picked up at the grocery store is going to be shook up. It's going to be butter by the time he gets home.
You're going to have to go back to the Apple store on a warranty claim. Here he comes.
All right, so he's going right line. So I typically go right line here.
Yeah, that's the way I would have gone.
It gets tight, though.
It does. It's super tight. Woo, baby! Come on, sweetie.
Oh my God, majestic.
Jeez. That was didn't even care.
Yeah,
look at that. Just walked it.
Before we go any further, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. It does us innumerable good. It lets our bosses see how well we're doing, and it makes sure that you know every time we drop a new video, you don't want to miss it. Hit that button.
Well, Zach, it seems the inevitable's happened.
Yeah, well, pinch flats, you'll get that out here in the sticks.
Yeah, you bring their Windrock ringer with you.
Get out, you got a knife? Get out of here. Did you do this? Did you?
You know Twiggy never takes responsibility for things. It's not in his nature.
Stop. Jesus.
We're not giving you any biscuits later if you keep this up. All right.
All right, shall we make a lot of noise for a long time and see if it did anything? That all looks good.
Yeah, it's important to bring some of the places you've been with you.
Got a little Utah in here.
Yeah, a little Utah, little leafy boys from somewhere.
If anybody makes a decent air pump they want to send us, that would be cool.
With air back in all our tires, we headed up to the next big challenge for the steps. You got multiple lines here. John very wisely sticks to the left. It still presents a little bit of a challenge with a rig with no lockers. Super loose, super sandy, and here we've got traction control probably fighting John a little bit. Traction control kicks in 4 high, not something you've got to deal with in a side-by-side. Still, he makes short work of it.
All right, so we just saw the Gladiator come up here. This is a fun little obstacle on 22. It's usually one of the more exciting ones. There are a multitude of lines, right? Far right is like aggro pro line.
Yeah, sticky.
Far left is you'll get up it.
Right.
It's pretty much anything will get up it, but it's still a little challenging. It's loose. There's some steps, all that fun stuff.
Yep.
I think old Twig,
Twiggy wants it.
Yeah, he wants it medium rare.
Yeah,
so
yeah. He's not taking the full pro line.
Yeah, yeah.
But we're gonna see some flex, and we're gonna see what the Tuk-Tuk can do on the on the medium rare line.
Let's see it.
Let's have him up. Oh goodness, here he comes.
Oh my God, he's going this way. Medium rare indeed.
Let's have it, Tuk-Tuk! Let's have ya!
Yeah, baby!
Twiggy, we got you something. Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
He may hate ducks, but he loves to wheel, which is a good thing for this last real challenge. You've got some super off-camber stuff, big ruts, tosses you right into the bank. Twig makes good use of those thumper fab rock rails, just sticks the thing right on there and lets it eat. How's John and the Gladiator do? Well, this is where we start to see a little bit of difference between the two rigs on the trail.
John, thanks for coming out, dude. It was amazing watching you wheel this thing.
I appreciate the opportunity.
It looks like you know what you're doing.
I've wheeled a couple times.
Yeah, man, this thing is an absolute school bus, and you had it in places that I would have thought about.
You know, having grown up in Southern California and Johnson Valley and all over the place.
Proper wheeling.
Proper wheeling, and coming here is a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know, a little more dust, the rocks are a little different, but I think it more is about understanding line choice and kind of what goes on, and also knowing just sort of momentum and playing to what your rig is capable of.
Talk about a perfect example of just how capable these things are with some well-considered modifications. You know, lockers are pricey. Yes. You know, a 6-inch lift is pricey, but you've got like what, a 2.5-inch on here maybe? But it's a good suspension, they're good tires, it just, you know, it walked right up a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, I think the big thing to take into account here is putting upgrades on a rig that will help you maximize your time out here, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. A lot of the core focus of what's been done in the truck has been suspension, bigger tires, things like that, and still making it a daily driver. It's kind of a hard thing to want to go more.
Yeah, you always want more.
Because it is a very slippery slope, right? Like, yes, lockers and go down the line.
Look, we have 32-inch tires on a utility rig, man. You don't have to tell us about it, you know? Well, man, I can't say thanks enough again. Mm-hmm. This was super cool. You want to drive a side-by-side?
Yeah, let's go.
Thanks, man. That's 22.
That is Trail 22 done and dusted.
Done and dusted with two very different rigs, right? Like, I want to be very, very clear here. We love Jeeps. We love anything off-road. We've had a pile of these things. TJs, JKs.
CJs.
CJs? I've literally lost count of the number of CJs that I've owned.
Yeah.
But there is something different to wheeling these things. And I got to stress it enough that this is the worst one we own.
Right. This is easily our sketchiest rig. It has been through the ringer and back, but our point is, you can go pick one of these up for next to nothing, throw a couple axles in it, turn a couple wrenches, buy a set of tires, and you're out here
doing everything one of these will do.
Everything and more. Yeah. There were lines the Tuk-Tuk hit today that the Jeep maybe could have hit, but it's just a matter of willingness, right? You're not going to throw your $50,000 rig at some of the steps we threw the Tuk-Tuk at today.
Absolutely.
That's the fun of wheeling, right? It's that Type 2 fun, and you don't want to have to worry. Like, if you flop it over on its side,
no big deal.
Just flop it back up and keep going.
You don't have to call mama. You just put it back on the trailer. It's fine.
Right, exactly.
It's fine.
There you go. Again, there's a time and a place. Jeeps are wonderful things.
This thing is quiet. It's comfortable. He has heated seats. He's got a heated steering wheel.
Jazz music.
He's going to get in this thing, drive it home, pick his kids up and take them to soccer practice later.
Right.
You can't do that in this.
No.
But it's worth pointing out, if you are pressed for time, we have done Trail 22 in as little as 40 minutes.
Yep.
And we've done it in Tuk-Tuk. A full-size rig, it's going to take you a couple hours.
Yeah, at least. If you're good, a couple hours.
Exactly.
In one of these, you can hit, what, 5 trails at Windrock in a day? In a Jeep, you're hitting maybe 2 if you're doing really well.
Yeah.
And we've seen people out here take a whole day to hit a trail that took us a morning. So.
Right.
And the other thing is, you come out here for a weekend with your family, you want to maximize it.
Yeah.
You know, we get to come out here every day of the week that we want to. We're blessed in that respect. Yeah. But most people have to make the time to come out here. And if you make the time to come out here in your Jeep and you break an axle, that's a bad weekend.
That's a bad time.
You know, in a side-by-side, you don't have to worry as much about that.
Yeah.
But this is why we're always coming back to this, and this is why we will argue with you till the cows come home when you tell us we could just buy a Jeep. Yeah. Yes, we absolutely could and have, but a Jeep is not a Tuk-Tuk.
A Jeep is not a Tuk-Tuk. Thanks for hanging out with us and wheeling with us. If you liked this, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on UTVDriver.com. We're there 5 days a week with news and reviews, buyer's guides, galleries, more videos like this. We want to see you there. You can also check us out on all our social media channels. We are on TikTok, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We want to talk to you, we want to see your rigs. We'll catch you there. Oh man, how was the day? Dusty.
Time to clean up.
All right, yeah, let's pack up. Has anybody seen Twig? Where, what? From whence he came, I guess.